Hello and welcome back to Valheim, and I have managed to get all my stuff back. Thankfully I got all of it back, and I do have a few things that are duplicates, but for the most part all of the stuff that I had is stuff that I now have been able to get back. So with that, let's do the last bits. Now, I had to do, it took a fair amount of time to get that room finished, because yeah, they were kind of annoying to deal with. But it's now dealt with, and all of them, like what I had to do was basically break this door and yeah, use sort of this choke point here, but even then I took a lot of damage. So back and sort of ready again. Let's see if we can parry you, because yes, you can actually parry ranged attacks if you time it correctly. It can be a bit tricky to know when they release the arrow, but it is possible. It is possible to parry that attack, which might seem a bit weird, but well. Oh, a ghost. I don't like ghosts. They are a lot harder than you think. And they do a fair amount of damage. Now, if you have a bow and arrow, which you should have, they are fairly easily dealt with, but still, these kind of corridors are not your best friend. I have now all the circling cores I need and a bit of a surplus. It's the same location. I did find on my way here, I did find another dungeon, which I marked. I didn't go into it, but I marked it. Just so I know where it is. And it was actually one of the more, you might say, more hidden ones. So that's the reason why, since I actually found it, that I actually went out of my way to make sure that it was marked. And there we go. And are there any more of you? No. Good. I have 14 circling cores. That is actually quite a good amount. It, of course, could be better if I had one more. And I think this is done and dusted when it comes to like circling cores. So I think what I'm going to do, I did talk about that I should have taken pickaxe with me, which I never did, of course. So I'm going to have to go back and get that. And what I could do is just pause the recording and go and get it, to be honest. And be back fairly quickly. But on the way, I think I'm going to talk to the bird after I do a recycle. You suffered a mortal blow. Each time you're struck down, you will forget a small part of your abilities and drop your belongings at the site of the accident. If you wish you were home by now, I recommend building a bed wherever home may be. Yeah, so there was a bit of information about respawning, and if you don't build the bed and set your spawn location to the bed, you will be spawning, when you die, spawning at a random location somewhere, which could be very, very bad. And for now, what I'm going to do is just fairly quickly just go and get my package down to where the dungeon I came across before. Go and see if there is one circling core in there. Take one at least and head on back home to... I think I want to go back regardless because... oh yeah, here it is. It's fairly well hidden. The darkness doesn't make it easier to see, but still fairly easy to just run past it. One circling core, that's all I'm asking for. Of course, if I can get two, it means I have one in storage. And that's one, so I technically don't need more. The reason why I want 15 is fairly simple, actually. If I have 15, it means I can a lot easier get my required smelter set up more easily. And you actually need a bit more charcoal made than you need smelting, because one smelter requires basically 2 charcoal kilns to run the one smelter properly. So that's the thing with that, and the reason why you want 15 instead of just 10. Now 10 will be fine. It will work. But it's still better to have 2 charcoal kilns for every smelter you have. And by the time I have, let's see, trash, I can trash that, I don't care, trash you. There's actually a decent amount of circling cores in here, that's good. But yeah, having those extra circling cores is going to be very useful, and once you get further in and want to set up a bigger like production area, you're probably going to want like 2 smelters, and that means you need something like 4 charcoal kilns. Now, just to give a heads up, that's probably not something you want to do immediately. Getting like, and this is at least true with Valheim, but many other games as well, is that getting something up and running is usually more efficient than doing the really large scale, like go big or go home, build it once only kind of deal with. And especially with Valheim, getting something that works to begin with, that can get you sort of started, means that you will have something while you build your big stuff. So what we are going to do now is I'm going to go back, drop off basically everything I have, get a pickaxe or 2, get myself at least a stack or 2 of copper, and then or maybe just 1 stack. It's fairly hard to get a massive amount of resources. Like copper isn't super easy to get, and it takes forever to mine with the antler pickaxe. So we'll see. I'm not sure exactly how much bronze I need for like a bronze pickaxe and a bronze axe. I can't remember exactly how much, but I do need a bit. But I do know that I need more copper than tin to make the bronze. So what I will do is, I think to start with, sleep. And then I will dump off all the gubs I have on me. And then we will get going towards other stuff. Missing requirement. Need 3 slots, but only 1 available. Now I can recycle you. Good. I did upgrade the shield while I was at it, but I'm going to upgrade a few things here and there because, let's face it, the upgrade is actually fairly good thing to do. Let's see. I think I need 5 of them. Make the day hide cape. Yeah, it's better than nothing, and I do have the resources, so it's fine. And can I upgrade you? I can if I have five of you. And if I had a level 3 workstation, which I don't, so never mind. I do need I need more storage. Right. Recycle this, please, because I don't need 2 of them. I just wanted to have one just in case I needed to build something. So I made an extra one. Let's put away all the gobs. Like that. Let's equip that. There we go. It's an extra armor. It's helpful. So let's take it. And of course, forget that I needed to take a pickaxe with me. Right. I should do that as well. Recycle the torch because it's bloody useless. At least for me at the moment. No, that's not how I do it. There we go. Not Quickstack, not Quickstack. There we go. I have to Alt right click to not Quickstack them. Which is a mod, by the way. And now what I need to do is head to the Black Forest again. Make the most out of the day as I can, because you don't actually want to go mining in the night, in the dark. Because, and this has to do with what mining does, it sort of attracts enemies. It's a lot of noise, and what it does is attract enemies, and most of the time it might just be like, it might just be something like Grey Dwarfs, like nothing super dangerous, but there might be a few Grey Dwarfs come like heading your way because you're mining. But sometimes not only Grey Dwarfs, but trolls arrive as well, which, if they catch you off guard, are really, really bad news. And one should try to avoid the trolls as much as possible. Of course, killing trolls will be useful and like necessary, but not possibly something you want to have to deal with when you're mining, because, well, you're mining, so you don't really want to mess around with trolls when mining too much. That's okay. One thing to note is that usually these kind of dungeons are on the border of like they are usually inside the Black Forest, but close to where meadows are. So dungeon, just marking it for now. Don't actually need to go in there. Goes, we're a man on a mission. We are going to go mining. If we find tin, we are going to make sure we pick some of it up. Usually you find tin along rivers and the shoreline. So if you go out to the ocean and go along the shoreline, you should be able to find it. And any of these kind of rivers, you might find them. Not always. It's not always the case you find them along these kind of rivers, but you might. Oh, another dungeon. Okay, that wasn't killed by me, but whatever. Make sure we parry, because easiest way to actually get stuff done. And make sure we at least mark where it is. Doesn't have to be spot on, but close enough that you will find it. Oh, that's a troll cave. Troll caves are something you should be careful with, because there might be a troll outside. Not always. And there's not always one inside either, but there might be. And I usually put them as troll caves so I can... I do use the same marker, but I do try to, in one way or another, try to like in text or something say that, okay, this is a cave, a troll cave, and this is actually a dungeon. So here we have tin. Let's go and pick some of it up. We got some tin ore. You have found some ore. Raw ore needs to be refined in the smelter before you can work it at the forge. Yes. To build a smelter you will need certain cores. Search for them in the dark places beneath the earth, which is the dungeons which we have already done. Now, which order you do it doesn't really matter. But I would probably say that finding all the circling cores before you go mining is what you want to do. Now, what I'm going to do, and what I'm actually thinking of doing with Valheim, because Valheim separates base building and base stuff fairly hard from exploration and fighting. So what I'm going to try to do is, if I have something like I know I have to make a house just for storage, or I need to make a smelter area, or I need to make a dockyard, or whatever I might need or want, I'm going to make a separate video that is very specific, no exploration, no fighting unless the fight comes to me, and all I'm going to do is to build whatever I need, where I might cut out the resource gathering part, or I do that beforehand or whatever, something, and then have that on as an extra episode on Saturdays, basically. Let's remove you so we can actually pick up the tin. There's a lot of tin over here, so let's make a marker here. Tin, since there's a lot of it. How much? I don't have a lot of carrying capacity, actually. Now, anything like wood and stone is really, really heavy. Bones are also quite heavy. But ores and metal is one of the heaviest things you can come across. So there are things which are heavier, but most of the stuff that's going to be super heavy to carry is going to be ore, and only ore. So what I need to do now, with the 1 minute I have left, is to get some copper. Now, I'm probably going to take a few more minutes than exactly 30 minutes, but I do need to mine myself some copper. Now, copper is... You do need more copper than you need tin. So, and copper can be a bit annoying one to get a lot of, especially with this really bad pickaxe. But let's see if we can get at least some. Oh, copper ore. We have 2 pieces of copper ore. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. We're leveling up our pickaxe skill. Mad. Now, I will be picking up stone from this, which I technically don't want. And yeah, here we have our first victim from that was attracted by us mining. Toss away all the stuff technically don't need. Yeah, let's get rid of that as well. And yeah, I want slightly more. That was just a bunch of stone. It's not super easy to get copper. Copper can take a long time. And it's... I do want to have some copper because there is a thing I want to make for the next recording session. Now, it seems like I can't carry that. I can pick it up, but I will be encumbered. And if we go and talk to the bird over here. You need to lighten your load. If you carry too much luggage, you will become encumbered, slowing you down and preventing you from regaining your stamina, which is an important part. But I think what I will do is actually trash one of the tin. And I think I will trash... Let's take 20 tin. Like, tin is... As I said, tin isn't one of the hard one to get. Copper is the hard one to get, and you will need a lot more copper than tin. So that's... I would say that's the issue. When you get to this part of the game, it gets grindy quick. I wouldn't say too grindy, but it will possibly put some people off with, oh my god, I have to go grinding, like mining and grinding resources like crazy because I need all the copper and tin to make all the bronze I would ever need, and it will take like hours to get. And yeah, one thing you should really do is go and get like 10 copper, 10 tin, like get us... I would probably say get 20 copper, 10 tin. Don't do as I did because I did it the wrong way around, but get, like, as I said, 20 copper, 10 tin. Make sure you have the circling course already, and once you have that, go back and make the smelter, make the charcoal kiln, make sure you have all the wood you need so you can make coal, and then when you then smelt that, you should, from those like 30 ore in total, like 20 copper and 10 tin, you should be able to make a decent amount of bronze to do the few things you need to make the next resource trip a lot easier. And I will go through what you're going to need, But that is going to have to wait until the next... Not the next episode, since I will make a third one this time, but the next one after that, when I do another resource run. That's the time when I will talk about what you probably want to make your first bronze into. Like, what sort of things do you want to make first of your small amount of bronze that you manage to get? And I think what I'm going to do is actually go and get myself just about that amount of copper and tin before I start the next recording session, before I start getting into that. So it basically, you have a full inventory of tin and copper in the correct amounts, like ratio. And yeah, once we wake up, there we go. Repair a bit. So what we are going to do in the next episode is actually, let's trash you too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a smelter area. What that means is I'm going to flatten a bit of land, and I'm going to make a house where, or a platform or something. I haven't really thought about exactly how it's going to look, where all my smelting is going to be made. And as of right now, I might not need a super big area, but what I'm going to do is sort of future-proof it by leaving enough space to add more to later. But for the time being, I'm going to put down sort of just what I need, not much else. And I might do an easy but really good like storage place, because one thing that I am running out of is storage. So yeah, that is something that I'm probably going to need a fair amount of. And I think with this lovely sunrise, yeah, we are going to leave it here and get the base building on in the next episode. And as I said, when it comes to like what you want to do with your first bronze, I will go through that. But first, I'm going to need somewhere to smelt my bronze, and I don't have a place for that yet, so I'm going to have to build it first. But I have all the circling cores, I have a bunch of other stuff. I might need more wood, but that is going to have to be for it this time, and we are going to have to build all of that in the next episode. So leaving a like would be super and awesome and nice if you did on this video. And with that, we are going to say thanks for watching, goodbye, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.